Paper, and I'm back with another card in my 25 Cards in 25 Days Holiday Card Series. I'm putting a link to the playlist in the upper right corner so you can see all the cards I've made so far. And today I'm here with card number 24. Only one more to go after this. And I'm using products from WPlus9 and Mama Elephant. Here's a close-up of what the card looks like, and let's get started. The products I'm using in today's card are the WPlus9 Garden Buddies, the Mama Elephant Jingle Greetings and Polaroid Fun dies, and the Avriel Finished Frame dies. As with most of my cards, I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp all the images. For this card today, I decided to go with people instead of critters and animals, and so I'm using all 4 of the people that are part of the Garden Buddies stamp set. And this stamp set is perfect because it has 2 boys and 2 girls, so I decided to mimic my family. So I'm having 2 of the characters is my mom and my dad, and then the other 2 characters are myself and my brother. And even though my brother and I look like we're little babies, in reality we are much, much, much older than that. For the Copic coloring, I usually start with the skin and the hair before I get into the clothing. So for the skin, I'm using E00, E02, and E11 and using the same technique. For the hair, I'm using a series of cool grays, C1, C3, C5, and C7. For my dad, I'm actually going with the lighter colors, C1 and C3. I'm not going as dark as C5 and C7 because he has very light colored hair. Although my niece did say that I should probably color my brother's hair black and white as well because he's starting to show signs of white hair, as am I when I get really stressed out, but I try to hide it very well. Once I finish coloring the hair, I'm going to move on to the clothing, and I'm going to keep all the overalls the same because you probably won't see them through the frame, or you won't see a lot of it through the frame. And I'm going to give each character a different colored t-shirt. So I'll have pink, yellow, an aqua green color, and a blue color. So I'm going to go ahead, speed this up, set it to some music, and I'll be back at the end of the coloring. Next, I'm taking the coordinating dies and I'm cutting out all 4 people. And then I'm taking the Polaroid Fun die and I'm cutting that out 8 times. 4 times out of white cardstock and then 4 times out of the different shades of colors to match the t-shirts. I also cut the Avriel Finished Frame, the largest rectangle, but I didn't catch that on camera. Next, I'm taking the mini squares from the die and I'm using Distress Inks to color each of the squares a different color to match the shirts. So for the yellow, I'm using Squeeze Lemonade, and I'm going with an ombre effect, so in each of these it'll be more saturated at the top and blend towards white at the bottom. For the green, I'm using Cracked Pistachio. For the blue, I'm using Tumbled Glass. And then for the pink, I'm using Spun Sugar, my favorite. This next part took me a while to figure out, so I wanted each of the characters to peek out of the frame, and then, so I'm using the colorful frames first as a guide, and then on top of that I'm going to put the white frame. So what I'm doing here is just figuring out where I need to cut the bodies, because I don't need the full bodies, I just need the part that shows through the window. So I'm using my pencil to make a mark. And then I'm just going to cut the bottom of the body. Ow! I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to glue that, kind of piecemeal it or piece it together with the frame. So I started doing this and then I realized I needed something to hold the white square to the frame. So I took a piece of vellum and I'm just using that and holding it down. So this was kind of my guinea pig frame first to figure out how I was going to get it to work. Once I got the blue frame to work out well, then I was able to do it, to replicate this for the other three. Now I'm super excited about this card because it depicts my immediate family of my parents and my older brother, but it also symbolizes the fact that the four of us are together for Christmas. So we are all celebrating the holidays in the Bay Area this year. That's where my brother lives. And we rented an Airbnb house, so it's kind of like having a home away from home. And my relatives are all flying in from the East Coast as well. So we're going to have this huge family reunion. I think we'll have over 18 people or so here. Just kind of hanging out and just celebrating the holidays together. So looking forward to it. My family is very close. As you know from card number 7, you can see how close we are to my aunts and uncles on my mom's side of the family. And so we are going to be having a blast hanging out together. So from our family to your family, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday break. Take some time to write down some of the funny stories or moments, or better yet, get them on video so you can always cherish and remember those video stories. And just really, really have a wonderful time. Okay, so now all the frames are done and I'm just trying to figure out the optimal placement of all of them. So I wasn't sure if I wanted portrait or landscape. In the end, I felt like landscape would fit the most. So now I'm figuring out the order. Do I go in the order of rainbow, which is my natural way of thinking and processing? I process files and everything in rainbow order. Or I went with like age, so I was like my dad, my mom, my brother, me, and I think that's what I settled on, which was going in age order even though it doesn't match my rainbow order. So I'm taking the sentiment that says Merry Christmas from our family to yours, and I'm just heat setting that with some liquid platinum embossing powder. And then I'm arranging the age order in, oh, you know what? It's backwards rainbow. So it's still rainbow order, just backwards. So I love doing things backwards. Like I love spelling the alphabet backwards, and I used to have backwards day when I was a kid. I don't remember what the rules of backwards day are, but maybe it's saying saying the opposite of what you mean. Anyways, so yeah, this is a backwards rainbow, forward age, decreasing age card. All right, anyhow, I'm going to use foam adhesive and I'm propping up my dad's picture and my brother's picture with foam adhesive, and then that will create some added dimension. The last part I'm doing is taking the card panel and gluing it to a standard A2 size top folding card. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy Wink of Stella and I'm adding that to each of the characters. And that completes the card for today. So here are 2 close-ups of the finished card. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. There is still one more left in the holiday card series, so please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos. You can also follow me on social media at Bubblegum Paper, or you can visit my blog at bubblegumpaper.com. Here are links to the 2 most recent cards I've made, cards number 22 and 23. I will be back tomorrow with the final card in my holiday card series, card number 25. See you then. Bye.